Today is something more of an educational video. We're gonna go find a bunch of Easter eggs in various dungeons. There are a lot of Easter eggs in Realm of the Mad God. And we're gonna find them all, starting with Pirate Cave. I lied, we're not gonna find them all because some of them are really rare. Oh wow, first try. This one's actually pretty rare, so I'm surprised we found it. This is the Crab Island. You can probably guess what this is based on. It's based on the crab rave. There's crabs, they're raving. I've only seen this one time previously, so it's a wonder that I found it on my first attempt. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is to see for the Crab Island. The other secret in Pirate Cave, or the other Easter egg that I know of, is these paintings on the wall. Most of them represent something special. This one is a hermit god. I'm not sure if there's anything else with that. This is a void entity. This is a pirate. This is the old pirate sprite specifically. And this, I'm not sure. I thought I knew all the references in these. Guess not. Oh, this I think is actually the old Dreadstump sprite, like the old one. Before the old one, if that makes sense. I think I'll do one more Pirate Cave, because there's a large amount of paintings you can get. Even though I found the Crab Island immediately. Going on to another Pirate Cave, we have two Dreadstump paintings. The Old Forgotten King, and the Void Entity again. Wow. Only one new painting that time, and it isn't even an interesting reference. This right here is the old Ivory Wyvern sprite. They changed it when they reworked the Lair of Draconis, but it got a painting in the Pirate Cave. This right here is the Alchemist. He was an NPC that was available in the Nexus. He was sort of like the Mystery Box shop, except he used his own special currency that you could get from the Tinker, or pay for. This was the way of obtaining new ST sets back in the Kabam era. Deca removed him, he hasn't come back since. Void Entity again, and right here, this is the old, not old Dreadstump sprite, right next to the new one, which is kind of a fun comparison. You can see how much the artwork for the game has improved. Okay, looks like we found one of those Sprite World Easter eggs right away. This one's rather uncommon. It's Craig. This magic sprite right here that doesn't attack you, that's actually Craig. If you stand around long enough, and this necromancer doesn't kill him, you'll find, hey, look at that, dialogue. Isn't it wonderful? There's a bunch of different dialogue you can get. This one, I'm not sure if I recognize this. Oh no, I recognize this one. I've collected a bunch of them. I have screenshots. Gonna miss boss, but it's worth it for Craig. Looks like that necromancer killed the boss and left in the time Craig was speaking. What a shame. The other major Sprite World secret I wanted to address is this one. Sometimes the rooms will be pixel art of different enemies. This is the native sprite. No, this is the old sprite god. Or native sprite god. It's obviously been changed since then. This is what it used to look like, kind of a silly little sprite. You can also find, to my knowledge, an Int Ancient, the Default Wizard, a Pirate, and a few other things that I'm forgetting, surely. Another thing you could find was a 16+16. That was part of the 2021 ARG. It has since been removed, though, so you won't be finding it. There are a few secrets in the Woodland Labyrinth. They're all pretty rare, though, so I don't think we'll find them. Only one of them involves the boss, surprisingly. Actually, this might be a secret. What is this? Like a butterfly room. I don't think I have seen this before. I've seen the room, but I didn't realize there were so many butterflies in it. That's crazy. I don't recognize this. This is new to me. The butterflies are, at least. There's so many different types. The boss has one possible Easter egg, and it occurs as a part of Phase 1, so we're gonna go ahead and DPS the boss a bit. Hopefully we will trigger the secret event that can happen. It's relatively rare. No, we didn't get it. The boss has a chance to create a knight out of the puke. There are a few secrets you can find in Snakehead, mostly pertaining to these statues right here. This one is the old Snake Pit Guard sprite. It's been changed, of course. All of the statues at Snake Pit are references to old sprites. This was the old Medusa sprite. Library was the first dungeon that comes to mind that's packed with secrets, some of which have yet to be discovered apparently. There are some really rare things in Cursed Library that I know I won't be able to get. These guys will make a reference to something before they die sometimes. And sometimes Avalon will say grant us eyes, which is also a reference to something. I don't know any of these things because I don't play any other games apparently. Oh yes, it's this room. This is the wondrous room that contains a major Easter egg. It looks rather unsuspecting from this angle, but you may have noticed this wall looks a little suspicious. If you shoot it, you find a honey scepter. That's right, honey scepter. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the Easter eggs in this dungeon are tied to an NPC that can only be accessed after the second boss. No! That's terrible. That's alright. Once that guy's dead, the Realm Eye will come back to life, and you'll get to ask him about one item. Or some other things. There's a whole variety of things you can ask him for. One that I know of that's specifically a secret Easter egg is if you type secret sheep level. This is his response. Check it out. There's no secret sheep level. The Undead Layer is another one that has a bunch of small little Easter eggs in it. We should be able to find several in a single attempt. Here's the first one. There's a bunch of spaces in the walls, including oryx. The skulls are another thing that contains secrets. Most of them are just regular skulls. This one here is a Windflower School. The Windflower is a very popular skin. Here it is, the creeper face. It's very obviously a creeper. There's another one right here. Of course, it took me half the dungeon to find one, and then I find two in the same room. Over here we have a Panty Gnome skull. This is the tier 5 Life Drinker skull. This is the Epiphany skull from the machine. A lot of the skulls are references. There is a large amount of reference skulls. This right here is the little book that turns pages constantly. It always appears in the boss room, and there's never more than one. I don't know if it's significant at all, but it's an interesting thing to look at the very least. Oh, that might have been Craig that I just killed. There's no way to know if you killed Craig, so you'll just live in ignorance forever, though I suppose that's for the best. I'm not sure what the conditions are to start his dialogue. And you just have to be near him? Oh, there you go. What will he say? Oh, it looks like we got the same dialogue again. That's unfortunate. This guy right here is one of the three-headed demon. I don't remember the name. I will look it up right now. It is Balaam. Balaam is a three-headed demon, and when you kill him, he splits into 3 demons. This is one of the 3 he splits into. Quite interesting, actually. It appears there aren't any more reference statues in this abyss, but keep in mind whenever you're running abyss, if you see a statue that looks out of place, whether it be a different eye color, or perhaps the entire statue is golden, then it's probably a reference to something. There's also another statue of a man working at an anvil. That is also a reference to one of the old designers of the game, Silex. The 2 Easter eggs that I was unable to find in Woodland Labyrinth that come to mind are one of the rooms will be a honey scepter. I mentioned earlier that there'd be more honey scepters. There are a lot of dungeons with a honey scepter reference. This one, it's just a scepter shape, but it's a honey scepter, trust me. The other secret, one of the rooms will have a sword and a stone. It looks pretty cool, but occasionally the sword will actually be vulnerable and you'll be able to kill it. It will drop a guaranteed Sky Splitter sword to one person, as well as a chance at the Blessed Blade pet skin, which is actually pretty rare and a good find. This is a reference to Deca Games and how they're constantly running events at Realm of the Mad God. We're going to the guild hall because I can't be bothered to play the game right now, honestly. There are a bunch of things you can do with Gil. Everyone knows the classic pots. He'll throw pots at you, you get free pots. This is the only one that gives you an objective advantage, but our little buddy can do a whole variety of things. For example, he can dance. Check it out. It's quite... that's quite something you've got there. You got stuck. Oh, and he's out. You can also jump. Check this out. Boing. You can do so many things with Gil. I recommend just giving him a little bit of conversation every now and then. The biggest secret that you can do with Gil, this one isn't very useful, but it's cool. You can say, chess. And he'll actually throw you a chess dungeon. This is the only way to get access to the chess dungeon. It's a very cool little dungeon. Another thing, make sure to thank Gil before you leave. Oh, never mind. He's talking about chess. We'll thank Gil later. This is A fully functional chessboard within Realm of the Mad God. There's also exclusive chess books. They don't do anything. There's an infinite supply of them here. They're tradable. If you want to pick them up and try to scam new players, be my guest, but I wouldn't recommend it as it's rude and disrespectful. Take as many as you want though. As soon as you get 8, they just come right back again. Look how fun this is. It's only a little bit slow. I don't know, check it out one time, maybe twice, play with your friends. It's a novelty more than anything. Playing chess within Realm of the Mad God. Going back to the guild hall to thank Gil as promised. As you can see, he does have a response. Now that's all the video content I have for today, but before we go, I want to list off a few of the secrets that I was unable to get in this video. In the Spider Den, like I said, there's the old Arachna has a chance to appear, and the Stylus Scissors from Terraria have a chance to be a ground object. In the Magic Woods, which we never ran, there's a Honey Scepter room, of course, always a Honey Scepter. In the Toxic Sewers, there's the Treasure Room Pizza Rat. It's a reference to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course. In the Machine, you can find a very special dungeon called the Inner Workings, which is a fully functional calculator. It's a little convoluted to get there. I do not have the items required to get it even. You need a Hive Master Helm. If you're actually going into the Inner Workings, there are a few different equations you can do that'll trigger a special response from Craig. The Deadwater Docks, which I never did, has a variety of paintings you can find that are reference to various works of art, as well as the Amulet of Resurrection, which was a significant item back in the old days of Realm. In the Nest, there's a computer that gives you some lore. However, if you enter the password Mr. Unibro, you will get a special response. You'll have to see that for yourself. In the Lost Halls Cultist Hideout, there's a chance you'll find a room with 2 gravestones in it. That's a reference to the lore, which you would understand if you were in the lore Discord. Oryx 3 has a few secrets. 2 that come to mind are Jimsbach has a chance to dab if you choose the wrong coin, and Beza has a small chance to say dodge, parry, get good. The Shatters is the final dungeon I wanted to mention. It has way too many secrets to cover. It could probably get its own video even. There's a hard mode, there's a whole variety of paintings that you can find, there's a whole bunch of other little references, several NPC characters, some of which haven't even been found yet. So if you want to see that, make sure to leave a like. Maybe I will do a Shatters video one day.